Turning now to the future of the Democratic Party and the progressive base's battle to rebrand to win back working class voters. It's no easy task after many of those voters either stayed home in 2024 or rallied Donald Trump's fiery brand of economic populism as he attacked progressives as out of touch and overly focused on social causes. The new leader of progressives in Congress, Texas Democratic Congressman Greg Casar, seems acutely aware of those criticisms. He recently told Time, quote, "The Democratic Party needs to make as our central message that our goal is to break the unholy alliance between corporate greed and corrupt government. If somebody is more conservative than me on this social issue, or we may disagree on this foreign policy issue, at the end of the day, people say the Democratic Party puts me first and the billionaires last. And that's what wins." Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congressman and Congressional Progressive Caucus Chair Greg Casar. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do want to start with your vision for the Democratic Party, economic populism. What exactly does that look like in practice, and why do you think it is the right path for Democrats to take to start winning again?
I learned economic populism not in a courtroom or in the C-suite, but on construction sites. Before I was ever an elected official, I was a labor organizer where we had to bring together 100, 200 different construction workers, guys with different views on almost anything you could imagine. But we could bring these guys together by saying everyone here deserves a raise, because the billionaire developers that usually worked very few hours and were making the most were keeping so much of the money to themselves. And those billionaire developers would try to break every rule or say you're fired or try to divide immigrants from native-born workers. And we could beat them back by bringing everyone together around our pocketbook issues. And I think the Democratic Party needs to relearn that lesson, that we can have a big tent that brings together people across a variety of social issues, but we can unite them if we put those economic working class issues first.
And Congressman, speaking of the billionaires, I know you have been outspoken about the likes of Elon Musk, who says he's now taking a step back from politics. Is there a risk there in focusing your messaging around that, or do you think he'll still be a potent issue in 36 months?
When Elon Musk says he's stepping back, we can't believe him. What he wants to do is step back behind the curtain, because for the longest time, billionaires have run our government hiding behind the curtain. Elon Musk's big innovation was that he bought the presidency and then came out in front of the curtain and bragged about running the government on social media. The American people are rightly outraged. So when he says he's stepping back, I see him trying to go and hide, but he is still meeting with senators. He's still meeting with foreign heads of state. He's still influencing Trump. And I think Democrats need to continue campaigning on getting folks like Elon Musk and all billionaires out of their control of the government, because they're clearly enriching themselves and screwing everybody else over.
Well, and he's one of the biggest employers in your district. Is there any risk
right
to you?
Right up the road from where I'm sitting right now.
So is there any risk to you politically, Congressman, of really going after him?
We learned this same lesson in the labor movement. Just because somebody runs a big company, just because somebody makes a ton of money, doesn't make them untouchable. Look, the Democratic Party just a few months ago was debating whether we should play footsie with Elon Musk or go toe-to-toe with him. And when the Democratic Party got the guts to say, we're going to go toe-to-toe with Elon Musk, look what happened. No matter how much money Musk spent on the Wisconsin Supreme Court election, we beat him because the American people decided that we would vote for those people that voted for the people instead of big money. So I'm willing to stand up for the Tesla workers that are working in the factory right up the street from where I'm sitting right now. And standing up for those workers means I want those jobs. But frankly, Elon Musk should be paying those workers more, just like he should be paying his taxes and not stealing our taxpayer money for himself.
Well, let me ask you about Democrats. Based on everything you're saying, Congressman, I mean, do you think that the Democratic Party should swear off campaign donations from billionaires?
I think that we should detach ourselves from the corporate class. That's why I don't take corporate PAC donations. And I think we need to continue to expand that. I think the Democratic Party should be campaigning this election cycle on getting big money out of politics, banning stock trading by members of Congress, and then going after folks like Donald Trump, who are enriching themselves off the American public through their cryptocurrency schemes that have earned Trump billions of dollars getting raked in since he was just elected to the White House the second time. We should be going after any politician of any party that is putting the White House up for sale, as we saw Donald Trump literally saying, put money in my pocket and you can come to a private dinner with me. Put money in my pocket and your family can earn a pardon. So we should be campaigning on being the anti-corruption party and a party that stops taking in so much corporate cash.
Well, you know, let me ask you to kind of expand on the messaging a little bit, because you've been on the road. You've been a part of Senator Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Stopping Oligarchy tour. What do you make of that message? Do you think that should be the message of the Democratic Party right now? And as you know, Congressman, Senator Sanders has said that people should be open to running as independents.
I think that the American people are looking for authentic leaders that stand up for them and don't have some other economic interest in their minds. When I was out there in Arizona, for example, with Bernie and AOC, we thought that we would fill a high school gym, 2,000 people. Suddenly, 24,000 people showed up, filling an entire football field, the biggest rally in Arizona history. Not in the middle of an election cycle, but because people want to see a different kind of leadership right now. And I think that's a real opportunity for us if we go out there and say, look, you don't have to agree with me on every issue. I don't have to agree with you on every issue. Even in our own families, we don't agree on everything. But at the end of the day, people are looking for leadership that is interested in their bottom line. Think of how FDR built out Social Security and the New Deal and secured Democratic victories for generations. How LBJ passed Medicare and Medicaid and Head Start all in one term. That's how we win back states like Texas. That's how we win over the voters that we've lost since the Obama era.
Let me ask you about leadership. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a name that is being floated, both for leadership positions in the House, but also for leadership positions within the party overall. Do you think she's a potential contender for president?
I think the sky is the limit for Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, and she will be making her own decisions about whether she stays in the House or runs for anything else in the future. But what I think is so important that we should all be taking a look at is how a congresswoman, just a member of the House, continues to be able to speak to so many millions of people all across the country. And for too long, I think in the House, we've just had this view that whoever's been there the longest should be the first person in line, when instead, I think as a Democratic Party, we should be looking to messengers like Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez that can speak to millions of people. And we shouldn't try to avoid controversy. Donald Trump certainly doesn't avoid controversy. We should be willing to take strong stands that get people talking about who the Democrats really are, so that the Republicans don't fill the void talking about us. I think we should be going right after guys like Elon Musk, but Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg too. We should stop acting like these billionaires are friends of the working person. Trump, Musk, Bezos, all of them should be the folks that the Democratic Party is standing up against, so that way people know that we're actually for them.
Congressman Casar, thank you so much for being here, for your perspective. Please come back soon. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.